Hello guys, kaya saan Veloso ulit ito at welcome sa part 2 ng episode 3 ng laro tayo ng Back to the Future, the game. So, teka lang, check ko lang muna, nagre-record siya maayos ha, dali lang, baka may pumalpak na naman ako eh. Okay, so teka. Yan, so, nagre-record siya maayos, so continue natin sa vlog. Ay, napindot ko yung quit, dali lang. Continue natin sa load. Speakeasy Alley. Marty has finally found Citizen Brown, locked behind gates in the fortress-like courthouse. Problem is, he can't get in without an appointment or some other clever means. Marty also runs into Biff, now eerily positive and polite due to the Citizen Plus program he's enrolled in. Biff described how he short-tracked his meeting with Citizen Brown when he broke rules and lots of them. Okay, so continue. Tsaka na-encounter din natin si rito eh, si goth chick na version ni Jennifer. Okay, go. Back in time. Thursday, May 15, 1986. So, ang objective natin is explore this brave new hill valley, find Doc. Okay. Ito pwede gawin yung ammo box. Ano items natin? Demerits. Pakita natin kay Jen.
It's got my name on it. They couldn't do anything with this.
Okay. Junk.
That junk looks awfully familiar. 50 years familiar.
Hindi na alas, ganun. Okay, ito yung speakeasy, ano. Door.
That leads to the soup mo. Leech is in there. I'd rather he come out here.
Okay, fine. Brick doorway. Yung
They've bricked up the entrance to the old speakeasy.
Mga crates lang eh. Kasapin ulit natin si Jen.
What is it now?
Hindi natin natapos yung yung dialogue natin sa kanya ng last time kasi end episode na natin eh. What interesting, guys.
Are you going out with someone else? I bet I can make you forget him.
Sorry, Martin, but you just don't raid anymore.
Okay. Breaking the rules.
So do you spend most of your time vandalizing public property?
Don't even think about snitching on me. Unless you want this spray can up your...
No, listen, you got me wrong. I'm looking to, break a few rules myself.
You?
I'm looking for dangerous ammo.
What do you know about harboring dangerous animals?
So you met my new boyfriend. Oh, lighten up.
Where can I get some contraband?
Do you know where I could score some forbidden materials?
Do I strike you as somebody who would possess illegal substances?
Kinda, yeah.
And you strike me as somebody who would turn in somebody like me. Next topic.
Okay, fine. Public, PDA. Public displays of affection. Really?
This ban on public displays of affection bites.
Hey, you're talking about my most favoriteest legal infraction of all.
Yeah?
Not with you. Ew.
Let's protest the PDA law.
This law against public kissing is a load of bull, right?
Yeah, this town is full of it. What are you gonna do?
Protest. That's what. Let's go stage a public kiss-in.
Let's not and say we did.
Isn't graffiti a major infraction?
Isn't graffiti a major infraction?
You'd think. But after Big Brown had all those buildings coated in that Teflon polymer junk a couple years ago, graffiti's been knocked down to a 2 demerit offense. Go fig.
Okay, never mind.
On second thought, maybe I don't want to know any more about breaking the rules.
Wuss.
Can I borrow some paint?
Give me a can of spray paint. I got an urge to paint something.
Happy little trees? Get yourself a watercolor kit. I'm not sharing my wall.
What do you think about the other me?
So, Jennifer,
Uh-huh.
what do you think of me?
I don't.
Kawawa naman. I used to be popular.
Seriously, what have you got against me? I'm kind of popular, right?
Very popular. Among a certain crowd.
What crowd?
Dorks.
What do you mean, dorks?
Marty McFly a dork? It's impossible. He can't be a dork.
Okay, anyone who talks about himself in the third person is a dork.
Any chance my parents are still normal?
My mom and dad.
What about them?
Would you say they're normal?
By Hill Valley standards, yeah. In other words, they're warped beyond repair. Sorry to be the one to break it to you.
Have you checked out Biff lately?
Did you get a load of Biff Tannen back there? He's so...
Calm.
yeah, creeps me out.
You and me both. If that's what the Citizen Plus program's all about, I'll stay a Citizen Minus.
Citizen Plus program.
What do you know about the Citizen Plus program?
Only what I hear on TV, and the radio, and the newspapers, and the PA systems all over town. They want everybody to enroll, and they say it'll make us all happy and well-adjusted, which is why I'm gonna stay clear of it.
I have a plan to fix Hill Valley.
Hill Valley's totally screwed up, but I got a plan to fix everything.
You do, huh?
I'm gonna go talk to Citizen Brown and get him to make it all better.
That sounds like the kind of plan you'd come up with, weirdo.
I'll change Citizen Brown's ways.
Citizen Brown is a really great guy.
You're wasting your breath, Martin. I don't buy into all that happy talk.
No, really, this crazy police state wasn't his idea. It'll all get undone once I have a good talk with him.
You know, I almost feel sorry for you.
I'm off to see Citizen Brown.
It won't be long before I see Citizen Brown.
Hey, can I come with you?
You want to see Citizen Brown too?
Yeah. Maybe he can give me a heart when he gives you a brain.
Couldn't hurt to ask.
Okay. Interesting guys ulit. Tanong natin.
Are you going out with someone else? I bet I can make you forget him.
Sorry, Martin, but you just don't rate anymore.
Okay.
Your paint's starting to streak.
Ah!
Pwede pa tayo makit doon?
I don't want to go digging through the trash unless I absolutely have to.
Wala. Nalabasan tayo.
Look out, son!
Mom?
So, punta natin yung... punta natin si Mrs. McFly. Tony car. Golf cart.
Martin!
Oh, hey, Mom.
What are you doing out here? Ito mo na. Whose golf cart is that?
What's with the golf cart, Mom?
Now, Martin, I know you're embarrassed to be driving around in last year's model, but we really can't afford the 86s yet.
What about my truck?
No one owns a truck in Hill Valley. Martin, are you sure you're feeling okay?
Yeah. I must have had a really vivid dream last night.
Well, I hope your dream world was more fun than this one. Could you do me a favor? I forgot to give your father my timesheet for last week, and now Mr. Nosy is convinced that I'm hiding something from him.
Timesheet?
Aren't they annoying? But Citizen Brown always says, a scheduled life is a happy life. Anywho, could you be a dear and drop it off at the house? Here, take the car.
Actually,
I know, dear. Love you too. I'd give you a kiss, but you know what that gets you. Don't forget to pick me up this evening.
Yeah, sure.
Si Beef. Kausapin na natin yung nanay na. Ano ba ginagawa niya dyan?
Mom?
Ask about me.
I'm having a bad day, Mom. Can I ask you a few things?
We all have our share, son.
What have I been up to?
I, lost my timesheet. What have I got going on this week?
Well, Monday is Junior Brown Brigade,
Junior what now?
and Tuesday is Model UN.
Model UN.
Mm-hmm. You represent Djibouti. On Wednesday, you'll be overseeing the board game club at the rec center.
Okay, I've heard enough.
What about me and Jennifer?
I saw Jennifer earlier today.
Oh, Jennifer, what a spunky gal. Are you two patching things up?
She totally blew me off.
Well, I'm not the world's biggest dating expert, seeing as how I married the first guy to fall from the sky. But maybe you should spend a little less time with your microscopes and ant farms, and a little more time tending to her needs. What kind of things is she passionate about, Martin? What are her interests?
I don't even know anymore.
You see?
When did I become so square?
Everyone is treating me like some sort of goody two-shoes, Mom.
They're just jealous that you're such a perfect citizen of Hill Valley.
Have I always been this way?
Always been a perfect little son. Going on 18 years now.
What about that time I set fire to the living room?
Oh, but you only did that so you could show us the fire retardant you made with your chemistry set.
Heavy.
Okay, another subject.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Alrighty, dear.
Ask about somebody else.
I feel like I don't know anybody anymore.
Well, Martin, that could be a sign you need to get out more.
About Citizen Brown.
Is there any way I could talk to Citizen Brown?
Oh, you know how difficult that is, Martin. The great man spends so much time coming up with new rules and demerits that he barely has time to talk to us anymore. I guess that's the price we pay for a safe, happy city.
So he doesn't see anyone?
Not unless someone starts rolling up the demerits. He still takes a personal interest in those situations.
Hmm.
And of course you could talk to Mrs. Brown.
Clara?
No, silly. Edna.
Edna Strickland?
Sabi na eh. About Edna.
Wait, Doc, Citizen Brown is married to Edna Strickland?
Did you get a bump on the head or something? They've been happily married for nearly 40 years. In fact, if you ask me, I think Edna wears the pants in the relationship. She's the one always announcing the day-to-day bulletins. Probably writes them herself.
I need to sit down.
About Biff.
Biff seems, unusually mellow.
Well, he should be. He just finished the Citizen Plus program. So far, it looks like it's done him a world of good.
You don't think he seems a bit off? I mean, he's so un-Biff.
Well, isn't that the point? You remember what he used to be like? He was an unholy terror.
He wasn't that bad.
Now, sure, but you should have seen him in high school.
I can imagine.
About Jennifer.
What do you think of Jennifer, Mom?
Well, she certainly looked like quite a handful, dear. I was really hoping some of her, joie de vie would have rubbed off on you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Martin, you can be a little uptight sometimes.
Jeez, don't sugarcoat it, Mom.
Well, maybe you needed to hear it. There's nothing wrong with having priorities in life. Just maybe Jennifer should have been a little higher on your list.
Yeah, she should.
Well, you did buy that guitar. That's a step in the right direction. Women love musicians. Just keep practicing and I'm sure you'll get better.
What are you talking about? I'm a great musician.
That's the spirit.
About Officer Parker.
Jen's dad doesn't seem to like me very much.
He's just a little stressed out, dear. Filling the crime-stomping shoes of his legendary father makes poor Danny Jr. a little twitchy.
So I see.
But he gets the job done. Between him and his father, Hill Valley's been as dry as the Sahara Desert for decades now. Unfortunately.
Try. Doc was right. We did overdo it.
Another subject.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Alrighty, dear.
About Hill Valley and its rules.
Is it just me or does Hill Valley feel really strict today?
Some might even call it stifling. But you didn't hear that from me.
Tell me about the PDA law.
Biff told me that he got in trouble for public displays of affection.
Can you believe it? Sure, things got a little out of control back in the 60s with the free love and all, but now even holding hands will get you a verbal warning.
Wait, so you can't even kiss?
Can't even hug. It's barbaric. City Hall treats us like a bunch of children going to the movies.
Tell me about contraband.
Biff was talking about all the contraband he used to keep. Do you know anything about that?
What are you implying, Martin?
I'm not implying anything. I just want to know what kind of contraband might still be around. You know, so I can watch out for it. Like a good citizen.
Well, I wouldn't know about such things. But people still smuggle alcohol in from the next county. I heard the kids at school have been smuggling Xerox copies of Dungeons and Dragons. I bet you'd be into something like that, huh?
I'll get back to you on that.
Dungeons and Dragons. Tell me about dogs.
Is it true that Biff was responsible for getting dogs outlawed?
I think that was all Edna's idea. She's always had a sore spot for dogs. Now your father and I, we love dogs.
You do? I didn't know that. How come we never had a dog?
We had meant to get one to teach you children about responsibility, but by the time we had you, dogs had already been banned. Now I don't think we'll ever have the chance to raise a puppy.
Jeez, Mom, that could be the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Another subject.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Alrighty, dear.
Actually, wala na eh. About you?
What about you, Mom?
What about me?
What are you doing out here polishing the statue?
What are you doing out here polishing the statue?
I know! I was scheduled to clean the clock this month, but then Needle's mom ate some of that bad tofu that's been going around. So there was some reshuffling in the L sector duty roster, and here I am. I kinda wish I was cleaning the clock, though. So much nicer up there without all the cameras.
The cameras?
Wave to Big Brother, or Big Husband in this case.
Citizen Plus.
I saw you talking to Biff about the Citizen Plus program.
Biff says I'd be a perfect candidate for it.
I know Biff, and if that's what the Citizen Plus program does to people, then you don't want any part of it.
But Biff has been reformed. Look at him. He seems so happy now. So at peace with this town. What I wouldn't give.
He's a total veg, Mom.
Your father is always telling me that I don't invest enough in the workings of our great citizen Brown. Maybe it's time for me to turn a new leaf and just go with the flow.
Okay, just hold off for a bit, please. I don't want you doing anything rash.
Another subject.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Alrighty, dear.
Wala na eh. Ex na. So, uwi muna tayo, ganun. Kasapin natin yung tatay ni Marty.
Well, it's not the truck, but I guess it'll do.
illegal?
What isn't illegal in Hill Valley?
Shh. What if Citizen Brown's watching?
Don't worry, nobody can see us here.
He's a peeping Tom. Ah! Dad.
Try to warn your old man the next time, okay?
Another day in Hill Valley. The perfect place to live. That wasn't a note of irony in your voice, was
At
it,
303. Wala naman pwede na. Ang daming trash can eh. Apat. Yung guitar.
Hey, I hear you got hit with some more demerits, Nathan. Good on you, I say. Sure. Never trust a guy with less than 1,000 demerits, am I right?
Hey, what's my guitar doing out here?
Your mother and I convinced you to give it up, remember? Rock and roll music is frowned on by the Brown administration. It sets a poor example for all the kids who look up to you as a model of studiousness and moral gravity. And besides, you're not very good.
Give me the guitar.
Come on, Dad, I need that guitar.
Give me one good reason why I should give it back to you.
Because...
Music is good for you. Rock and roll's my destiny. I needed to impress Jennifer. Music is good for you.
music is good for you. It improves your mental performance.
Then take up the piccolo. Leave the electric guitar to the rebels and malcontents.
I needed to impress Jennifer.
A certain girl is only gonna like me if I can play the guitar.
A certain girl? You don't mean...
Jennifer.
Oh, Martin. Why are you fixated on that little hellion? She's nothing but trouble.
Yeah, my kind of trouble.
And besides, the way you play guitar, you're only gonna drive her further Go ahead, son. Do your worst.
Thanks, Dad.
Good morning, Mrs. Brown. Please address me as...
This is my axe. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Mrs. Citizen Brown. I'm sorry, Mrs. Citizen Brown. It's just a thing. I worked so hard to get that title.
Monitors. Floppy disks.
Greetings, programs. LeBrock 2.0. Anatomical constructs for sciences of all sorts. Boring.
Hey, demerit? Hey, what for? Insufficiently polished shoes. Good day, citizen.
Ano? DeLorean sign.
Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work.
Sino ba?
Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work.
Hey, I hear you got hit with some...
Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work. Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work.
Hey, demerit? Hey, what for?
Kasap na si ano.
Insufficiently polished shoes. Good day, citizen.
Pwede ka usapin ko.
Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work.
Peanut Brittle. Callback to sa unang movie. Kasapin natin siya.
I saw Mom downtown. She told me to give this to you.
Thanks.
Say, what gives around here?
Ah, you know, the usual. Keeping tabs on Hill Valley through my trusty bank of monitors. Always on the lookout for some interesting footage.
What are you looking for?
Interesting. What do you mean interesting?
What kind of silly question is that? I've been gathering candid documentary footage for Citizen Brown's promotional videos for over a year now. I know your mother doesn't approve of my work, but wait a minute. You say you saw Lorraine? 11 to 12 hair salon, 12 to 12:20 lunch at soup mo counter, cream of asparagus with crackers.
What was that?
You know your mother's problems. If she slips up again, it could mean demerits for the whole family. There she is, polishing the statue in the park. Just like the schedule dictates. Oh, then everything's fine. Good. Unless... How was she when you spoke to her? Lucid? Sober?
Mom's a boozer. Not going to rat on Mom. You're being overbearing. Mom's a boozer.
Whoa, Dad, what are you telling me? Are you saying Mom's a drunk?
Shh. I don't know for sure that your mother has relapsed into her old ways, but she's been acting very odd lately, almost as if she didn't like my constant supervision. Confidentially, I suspect she's got a flask hidden somewhere, probably very near the spot where she's working right now. Do me a favor, son, will you? See if you can worm the truth out of her. She won't confide in me, but she may be less guarded with you. Double rations this week if you help your old man out. What do you say? That's a good boy.
Okay, Dad, we need to talk.
What were you hiding when I came in?
What were you hiding when I came in just now?
Hiding? I don't know what you're talking about, son.
Come on, I saw it. It was a videotape, right?
I might as well tell you. After all, you'll be 18 soon.
Tell me what?
Hill Valley under Citizen Brown is not quite the contented town you were led to believe it was.
You're kidding. No way. I don't believe it. You're kidding
You're
now.
kidding.
This isn't a criticism of the great man himself, of course, or his sainted wife, Edna. No one's worked harder than they to apply the most advanced social planning techniques to our municipality. But,
What?
confidentially, not everybody appreciates it. A great many citizens, perhaps even the majority, actively resent the Brown administration. They don't say so publicly, of course. But in private, well, just listen.
I tell you, Bert, this regime is a joke. They're all laughing at us over in Fairfax.
A toast to Citizen Brown. May his beloved courthouse be struck by lightning. Shh, Agnes, you're awful. Are you coming to the town square, Lester? Citizen Brown's about to give another speech.
Citizen Brown can kiss my Harry.
Well, you get the idea.
It sounds like people can't stand what the Browns have done to Hill Valley.
Not everyone. Only around 50%, maybe 60.
Does Citizen Brown know?
He should. Whenever I send copies of my raw footage to the Public Relations Department over at the courthouse, I get a memo telling me how much Citizen Brown thanks me for my service. But how could he see those videos and not do anything about it?
Maybe you should take your tapes directly to Brown.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, sure, he might appreciate my bringing these problems to his attention and reward me for my public service, but then again, they say it's never wise to be the bearer of bad news.
I'll take the tape to Citizen Brown.
Why don't you give me those videotapes? I'll take them to Citizen Brown.
Thanks for offering, son, but I don't want to get you involved. Citizen Brown won't like what he sees on them, and I wouldn't want you to get the brunt of his displeasure, not to mention the displeasure of all the folks on the tapes. Once they find out I recorded them, no, I'm not letting these tapes out of my sight. It's too dangerous.
About Mom.
It's about Mom.
How did she get like this?
How'd she get to be such a mess? This isn't how she is in my perfect world.
You're right, it's a real puzzle. Because of course we both know Hill Valley is a perfect world, but for some peculiar reason, the harder I try to get her to conform to the rules, the more she slips up.
She's considering Citizen Plus. She's considering Citizen Plus program.
She's thinking about signing up for the Citizen Plus program.
Is she now?
You're not gonna let her go through with it, are you?
Well, from what I hear, it's a fairly drastic procedure which completely reshapes the subject's personality. On the other hand, if Citizen Brown recommends it, it's gotta be a good thing.
Can't you back off? Next subject. Can't you back off?
Don't you think Mom would be a little more relaxed if you gave her just a little bit of space?
Now, there's a fine suggestion. What would Hill Valley be like if people gave each other space? Why, we'd all be tempted to follow our own impulses, and there's no telling where that might lead.
A different subject.
Something on your mind?
Ask about me.
It's about me.
I'm all ears.
What am I like?
Well, from certain things I've heard, I get the idea that people in this town regard Marty McFly as a
what?
a nerd.
They said that?
In so many words.
Just because a boy studies hard and gets straight A's and respects the rules and doesn't party or drink or stay out late and is perhaps a bit socially inept and obsessed with personal hygiene and prefers his rubber band collection
Stop! I really don't want to hear anymore.
I'm proud of you, son.
Kasi medyo ganun din siya doon sa original timeline niya eh. Me and Jennifer.
I'm trying to understand why Jennifer broke up with me in this time. Recent past.
Are you still mooning over that girl? Forget her! She's bad news. Why, my surveillance cameras have caught her doing things that are completely against the Hill Valley Code.
I don't want to know.
Kissing boys. Sitting with boys in cars. I've kept quiet about it for her father's sake, but believe me, you're well rid of her.
Where can I find me?
Is there anywhere you expect me to be, like, right now?
Well, I did expect you to be up at the lake until tomorrow with that math-and-magic competition, so I guess your time is pretty much your own right now.
Okay, fine. Different subject.
Okay, different subject.
Yeah?
Okay, about you.
So about you and your, work.
Shoot.
How did you get like this?
You seem to be really into this spying business.
It's not spying, son. It's cinema verite. These candid moments of Hill Valley's residents will eventually be compiled and edited into the documentaries and promotional materials that advertise our way of life to the rest of the world. True, you can argue that I've taken things to extremes, but I still get up to take my meals and, of course, to use the facilities.
You're supposed to be a sci-fi writer.
You're supposed to be... I mean, wouldn't you rather spend your time writing, say, science fiction novels?
Science fiction. I did mess around with that once, but that was before Citizen Brown made it illegal.
Science fiction's illegal?
Sci-fi promotes an unhealthy obsession with the fantastic and impossible, and it encourages the idea that there might be better societies than Hill Valley, which is subversive nonsense, of course.
Different subject.
Okay, different subject.
Yeah?
It's about someone we both know.
It's about someone we both know.
Yes?
Tell me about Biff.
Have you seen Biff lately?
Not since he went to the reconditioning center. Is he back among the living?
Depends on what you mean by living. He's really different from the way I remember him.
Lucky dog. In a way, it isn't fair that Hill Valley's biggest scofflaw should be the first to receive the benefits of the new Citizens Plus program. But I know I shouldn't be jealous.
Tell me about Citizen Brown.
Have you ever spent time with Citizen Brown?
Well, of course I'm in the audience for every one of his public addresses.
One-on-one, I mean.
Oh, no. He'd never notice a common Sector L citizen like me. But I dream that someday he'll recognize me for my public service and maybe let me shake his hand.
Sector L, Lion Estates. Yung ano, Tirana, yung ano nila, subdivision nila, yung village nila, bale. Tell me about Edna.
What can you tell me about Edna?
Mrs. Citizen Brown? Oh, she's a wonderful woman. People just think of her as this sweet, self-effacing grandmotherly type.
Edna? Are we talking about the same?
But really, she's just as involved in running the town as her husband is.
Tell me about my brother and sister.
David and Linda.
Have you heard from them?
No, I thought maybe you had.
Not in ages. As far as I know, he's still working for the big city newspaper, and she's still in that women's boarding house. I'll never understand why they decided to leave Hill Valley.
Palagay mo, kailan? Different subject.
Something on your mind?
Ask about Hill Valley and its rules.
Hill Valley has a lot of rules.
It certainly does, for our own good.
How could kissing be illegal?
Public kissing is illegal, right?
Ah, the old PDA law. Indeed it is. And what's more, violation carries a hefty load of demerits. But you know, it's a law people break with surprising regularity. Why, I could show you videotaped evidence.
How exactly do people get other people to break it?
On second thought, perhaps I shouldn't show you the videotaped evidence.
So how could kissing be illegal?
Public kissing is illegal, right?
Ah, the old PDA law. Indeed it is. And what's more, violation carries a hefty load of demerits. But you know, it's a law people break with surprising regularity. Why, I could show you videotaped evidence.
How exactly do people get other people to break it?
On second thought, perhaps I shouldn't show you the videotaped evidence.
Contraband is bad, right?
If I got caught with a contraband item, I'd get in a lot of trouble, right?
You certainly would. You could be facing up to 1,000 demerits, depending on the item. But of course, you wouldn't be caught dead with anything illegal. It's your mother I'm worried about.
Do we have a dog?
Did you ever harbor a dangerous animal?
Haha! Couldn't if I wanted to. They've all been banned. But I did catch something very interesting on one of my monitors yesterday. Which one was it? Oh, yes! Does that look like a stray dog to you? Whatever it is, Edna's Animal Patrol will make short work of it.
Okay, different subject.
Something on your mind?
What's the deal with the house?
What's the deal with the house, Dad?
I don't know how to tell you this, son, but while you were away at your Mathemagic competition, our house got slapped with a CZ36 violation.
What?
I know, it's so embarrassing. Your mother's mortified. She works so hard to keep a clean house, but those dust mites are so hard to keep down.
No.
Wait a minute, we can't go into the house because of dust mites?
Well, not until they send in the cleanup crew.
This is ridiculous.
Thank goodness they let me move my office out here into the garage.
Dust mites.
So, when is this dust mite problem gonna be solved so I can get to all my stuff?
Well, the cleanup crew said they'd probably get around to it by tonight, but they're kind of backed up, so I wouldn't expect them until tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow? Where am I supposed to sleep?
I got it all covered, son. We're gonna camp out back just like we did when you were little.
Okay, this timeline is officially a nightmare.
How do these monitors work?
How exactly does this setup work?
I'm glad to see you taking an interest. Each of these monitors is connected to multiple cameras, of which I've strategically jacked into throughout the valley, with official clearance, of course. I can switch between cameras with these buttons. There's also a VCR for each monitor. I keep a record of everything I see, so if I happen across something intriguing, I can keep it on file.
Okay, so open it.
Well, I'll leave you to your snooping.
Supervising, son, supervising.
I'll leave you to it.
Right.
Good morning, Mrs. Brown. Please address me as Mrs.
So, balik tayo sa ano?
Brown. I'm sorry, Mrs. Citizen Brown. It's just that
Balik tayo sa doon sa may courthouse. May makukuha ba tayong item dito? Front door.
Another day in Hill Valley. The perfect place to live.
Attention, citizens! This domicile is in violation of Civic Ordinance CZ36 and has been placed in protective quarantine until corrective measures can be taken. Please back away from the house and have a nice day.
What the hell?
Don't violate the perimeter, son.
Yeah, demerit? Hey, what for?
Nag-glitch yung graphics pa so. Okay, so balik tayo sa town. Kaya lang, ano na lang 5 minutes na lang. Tingnan natin kung ano magagawa natin within 5 minutes. Hanapin mo natin si ano. Hanapin natin si Einstein. kung nandito. Wala siya. Kasap natin yung nanay. Teka. Alin natin yung camera sandali. Okay. Statue.
Leave the statue alone.
All right.
Kasap na nanay niya. Okay.
Mom?
Ask about that.
So what's up with Dad?
Ugh, indeed. What is up with him?
That setup in his garage is pretty intense.
That's not the word I'd use. More like creepy.
I heard that.
Ask about Hilval and ask about Flask.
Mom, are you drinking again?
Don't be silly, dear. Booze is illegal, you know.
Yeah, Mom. It's just that Dad mentioned...
Your father. Why, I just can't get away from his prying eyes. Always spying, always watching. You mind your own business, George.
Now, Lorraine, this is for your own good. I know you're keeping a secret from me.
It's mine to keep.
Dad! Mom! Knock it off, you two!
Now, you listen here, young man. This is an adult matter between your mother and me.
Dad, I know, but your way isn't working. You gotta give her some space here.
Huh? Where'd she go?
Mom?
Aha! I knew it. What is that in your hand? Rum? Gin? A wine cooler?
For your information, it's brass cleaner. I have a job to do here, you know.
Lorraine.
No.
Lorraine, I'm just trying to look out for you. You know the kind of trouble we can get into if you're drinking again.
George, I wouldn't be so on edge if you weren't suffocating me all the time.
Was that an admission?
An admission of how smothered I am by you?
So,
What's the problem, citizen?
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine now, thank you. How are you?
ano yun Star Wars, reference yun yung sa sa Death Star. Yung si Han Solo.
Mom?
About Hilval and Truth.
Is it just me, or does Hill Valley feel really strict today?
Some might even call it stifling.
Umulit.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Okay.
I can't take this.
Being so perfect must take a lot out of you.
About the Flask again.
Mom, look, I'm on your side. If you've got a problem, I want to help, but this is a choice you gotta make yourself.
Oh, look at you. You're such a sweet boy. I'm so glad you take after me rather than your father.
What, Lorraine? What?
Ugh! I can't live like this!
Dad, you're not helping.
Oh, but I disagree, Martin. It's important that I catch her in the act so I can get it on tape. Once it's on tape, I can show her that she has a problem.
That's ridiculous, Dad. You're acting like this is some kind of sting operation.
Huh? Where'd she go?
Mom?
Aha! I knew it. There. What did you just hide? That was some sort of fruity liqueur.
It's a spray bottle of simple orange for the cleaning I'm trying to do!
Lorraine, I'm sorry. It's just that you're acting so cagey lately.
Cagey? Maybe I'm acting like I don't want to be spied on all the time.
It's not all the time, Lorraine. I do sleep occasionally, you know.
Okay, so Nag-away yung dalawa. So, save muna natin dito guys. Tuloy lang natin next episode. Save na. Isa pa. Okay. So, end muna natin guys. So, kaya Sandala sa signing off. Tuloy na lang ulit natin ito next episode.